Hi, it's Josh. I'm just going to do a quick video on how you can tell if somebody is lying to you. Now, these are just tricks that I learned just by internet sources and just by just in life in general. These are just things that might tell you if somebody is being deceptive. These are not guaranteed facts, but they might help be able to read somebody. And the first thing is, liars do not like to directly answer the question. So, you need to ask somebody really direct and specific questions. For example, just a generic question would be something like, "Hey, did you take my pen?" And they might say, "No, I did not take your pen out of your pocket," when you didn't even ask them if you took it out of the pocket. And they might have been taking it off the table. So you can say, "Hey, did you take my pen off the table?" And now they now have nowhere to hide. They have nowhere to run to. They have to answer the question directly. And you'll probably be able to read them because they might stutter and they might hesitate to answer the question. They might get super defensive and say, "No, I did not take your pen. How could you even ask that of me? Why would I do that? You know me as a friend. I wouldn't do that to you." And they'll get defensive. And defensiveness is kind of a way to kind of read deception. They might try to hide themselves like this. They want to kind of distance themselves from you. And you'll see them start to fidget. And you'll see them try to do anything to calm their body down. And that is how you tell if somebody might be being deceptive. Another thing is, when you ask somebody a question, try and look at their face. Look at their facial expressions. Because if you ask your kid, "Hey, did you do your homework?" And they might say yes, but the head is going no. So it might look something like this. You might ask them, "Hey, did you do your homework?" And they might say yes. And the head is saying no, because they can't get out of trying to hide themselves, and they're trying to. So they have to do this, involuntarily do this, even though they're saying yes. They have to involuntarily do this. It's just something that happens. And another thing is, you can ask them two questions on the same issue two different ways. For example, this is what happens in a polygraph test all the time. So let's just say, "Hey, you realize your office has been robbed. You realize all your stuff has been gone." You may say something like, "Hey, did you take anything out of my office?" And they'll give the answer. And you can ask them again another way. "Since I've been working here, have you ever taken anything out of my office?" And that is a way to ask the same question, but asked two different ways. And that is basically a way to get an accurate answer out of somebody. And that is what polygraph tests do all the time. And another thing you can do is kind of change the subject on there. This is another thing that polygraph tests do. They basically ask people a series of questions and a bunch of unrelated questions. So because they want to read stress off your body. And the unrelated questions, you'll probably be less stressed. And the questions related to the issue, they'll be able to read if your body is doing involuntary stress. So that's why a polygraph test, because a lot of people say, "Well, these are just unrelated questions." Well, they have to ask those unrelated questions so people can read stress off of bodies. And again, these tips they're not guaranteed, but they probably will help you to realize to read stress of a body, because reading stress of a body is basically another way of reading deception of the body. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that someone helps you to see if somebody is lying or not. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.